Hello everybody, Spellsey back again with another, probably not quick video, but quick enough video. And today we're going to be going over one of the best mid-game moneymakers that is available right now. Now granted, this is MineScape's release at March 11th, 2020, and of course this will be outdated at some point, but this is currently the best way that you can make money outside of doing something like mining runite ore or smithing runite items, which is just like way out of the reach of pretty much everybody on the server except just a small select group. So the requirements for this aren't really all that big. You could pretty much start it at like 13 magic or 30 range, but I would recommend what you do is you wait to do this until you have at least 40 range. And if I was going to be doing this again and starting off with never having done this before, what I would recommend is, he's actually going there as well. What I would recommend you do is you actually go ahead and get 37 magic, which you can just get that by casting Fire Strike. It's really not that hard to do. You can go ahead and buy those runes from a store for relatively cheap. It won't take too long, I promise. I spent like 150k going from 20 magic to 59 magic. It took like one day, but whatever. And yes, I did splash it because I'm lazy. But anyway, I would get the 37 magic, and I would get 40 range, and your defense level doesn't matter, your attack level doesn't matter, your strength level doesn't matter. Honestly, your hit points level doesn't matter. You should have a little bit of hit points just because you want a little bit of like a safe area in case you accidentally get hit, but you won't even really need food for this at this moment. So this is just a standard loadout that I have because I'm one defense. That is green d'hide chaps, green d'hide vambraces, leather boots, a leather body for me, and a coif. Your goal is just to get as high of a range bonus as possible. I like amulets of power because we don't have a glory yet. Of course, there's no Avis, so we still have team capes, and I'm using steel arrows just because I have them, but you can of course go ahead and buy mithril arrows if you'd like. I wouldn't go too much higher than that because then you start hitting a pretty heavy price point, and these seem to do the job just fine. So if you're a main though, go ahead and rock a green dragon hide body. And the green d'hide coifs are not in yet, so don't worry about that. Alternatively, you could go ahead and rock like a rune full helm, but you're not going to be taking any damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Some notable mentions, you could also wear chain bodies as well, but I'm looking at like a plus 73 offensive bonus right now with my U short bow. If magic short bows aren't in the game yet, I imagine they will be soon, but for me right now, U short bow is the best thing that I can do. Some notable mentions would be a mithril crossbow, which would be pretty good, or then a rune crossbow once you hit 61 range, excuse me, which is what I'm working towards right now. Rune crossbows go anywhere between 150k to 300k, depending on what time of day you buy them. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of the price that I'm starting with, because I'm going to be alching things, which is really helpful. If you have 55 magic, I highly recommend you bring some high alchs because these drop nature runes as well. But just for like inventory purposes, I have 153k in my inventory right now, and then I also have 19 green dragon hides in the bank. So just remember that when we go ahead and do our price check at the end of the video. But however, like I said, I'm bringing some high alchemy stuff, so I'm going to have that staff of fire with me. You do have to have a staff to actually cast any kind of spell like high alchemy for whatever reason. It's a really weird interface. I'll go ahead and I'll explain how it works in a little bit. But let me just go ahead and cancel out of it. Yeah, alch slot cleared, which is fine. You don't have to actually equip it, you just kind of have to scroll over to it, so I'm going to keep it right there. And then I'll have my nature runes to alch. I'll have teleports to Falador to get out as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to bring just one jug of wine just because you never really know what happens. I usually take absolutely no damage, but it honestly just kind of depends on which dragon spot you get. Some are a lot easier to never take any damage than others. So we are starting at Falador. What is this? Is this the East Bank? Yeah, it's the Falador Big Bank over by the crushed wall. And let's just go ahead and go there. There are two ways to get there. One is going directly through the Dwarven Mines all the way over there, or Falador Mine all the way over there, excuse me. And the other one is going through the Dwarven Mines over here. This is the faster route to do it, I believe. So we are just going to go ahead and I'm going to run up there. And if you guys see in the bottom right corner of my screen, you know I show the timestamp. It's 3:24 p.m. We're going to go ahead and leave that up just so you guys can see what an average amount of time looks like. I'm not going to like try to be hella efficient with this, just a normal amount of efficiency, but it is my Slayer task, and you'll usually get about 20 kills a trip or so, depending on what your inventory looks like. I'm going to shoot for 20. If I only have 20, or if I only have 20 kills, I need to get 21. Then I'll just go ahead and finish it off just so that way I have my task complete. But it's mostly just about getting as many green dragon hides as possible. Green dragon hides run at this very moment for 1,400 gold, whereas green dragon bones, or I'm sorry, just dragon bones in general, are about 400 gold a piece right now. And so what I choose to do is I choose to bury the bones because I'm still trying to work towards 45 or 52 prayer. I still haven't decided yet. But you notice, yeah, we went down the ladder. Oh, just a little quick PSA. If you right-click on a ladder, you'll teleport up and down it. So I just kind of did that without even thinking about it. But yeah, here we are. We're in the Dwarven Mines right here. Good to note that you don't need an anti-dragon shield for whatever reason. I don't think they actually cast anti-fire, but bring it anyway just because you have no idea when this stuff's going to go ahead and get updated. And you can use two-handed weapons and you can use bows with your anti-dragon shield at this current stage of the game. So I would just go ahead and rock that. I know I didn't really touch on that, but I should have, so my apologies there. Anyway, once you get down into the mines, then you just go to the right here. This is over by, this is where, like, in old school RuneScape terms, this is like where you would go ahead and you would buy your pickaxes. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that sells the pickaxes, and that would be the minecart area. So you can kind of get an idea of where we're at right here, as in regards to the old school RuneScape map. So, and this is the spot that I prefer to shoot at. I like this one a lot because you can get them stuck on the wall right there. You can get them stuck on the pillar right there. But let's go ahead and just kind of walk around. You can just see what everybody else is doing, right? Like, they're just standing and safe spotting, no real risk at all, right? Standing and safe spotting, no real risk. Standing and safe spotting, no real risk. And these spots, it is kind of early, or it's like the start of peak hours right now. Like from like here to like 6 o'clock, it's pretty hard sometimes to get open spots. But like I said, I like this open spot right here. I prefer this one. Hopefully not rubber banding too hard. But oh, I'm gonna get hit if I'm not careful. But I like the spots over here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually hop worlds, and I will let you guys know how that all goes. If you ever wanted to hop worlds, all you have to do is type in server and then switch to hub. I believe I'm on world 2 right now, so I'm going to go ahead and hop to world 4. Alright, so we're in world 4 right now, and literally nobody is here. I also have daily reward to claim, which I need to do. So this is nice. World 4 is like pretty much completely empty, which is what I like to see. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click him, and I'm just going to keep on walking backwards while spamming my right-click button. Alright, and then I'm going to get him stuck right there on that pole. You want to have him run right into the middle of the pole, and this is the spot that I like. Now, for, like I said, other spots, you literally just stand like too far away and just hit them and then call it a day. But this is really all it is. And then this is like literally the best moneymaker that we can do right now, unless you're hardcore into mining and smithing, which for all intents and purposes, this feels kind of like a private server to me. So I'm not going to go ahead and dive, head first into 30, 40 hours of mining and smithing on a server that may or may not be around forever, Not that I am hoping that the server isn't around forever, because I do thoroughly enjoy it, but I'm not going to go ahead and put crazy hours into it, So you get your kill right here, you go ahead and right-click it. If it doesn't pop up, just kind of move around a little bit. Get your arrows first, they'll automatically re-equip. Go ahead and take your green dragon hide. And the mithril axe, this is one of the few drops that I don't personally actually loot. So I pick them up just to get them out of the spot, because I'm going to be dragging all of my dragons back to the same spot. Let me get this guy back. You don't want to leave anything right there. Oh, is that a dagger? Okay, so there's a way that you can quick loot things. And oh, it's because he died. Do we sneak it? We sneak it, don't we? Alright, so there's a way that you can quick loot things, and I'm going to show you guys how. I'm totally going to take damage by doing this, but let's go! Let's go this way. Okay, so if you want to quick loot things, you shift left click like this, and then you left click and spam left click. And that is what happens. And then I got him stuck right there anyway. Nice, so that would just be if you guys wanted to go ahead and pick up a drop real quick, depending on which spot you're at. But yeah, it's shift left click, right? So shift down so you crouch like that, and then spam the left click button. It'll just pick up the very first item on the top. That's super, super, super helpful. But yeah, you can theoretically kite these things for pretty much forever. Some good things to note is that, so that's how I just prefer to loot, right? Some good things to note, though, is that you only have to get the last hit on a dragon to get the drop, which seems like it's not that big of a deal until sometimes, and especially during peak times, like around that 6 p.m. mark, it can get really, really, really crowded in here. Kind of think of it like Wyverns back in the day when old school RuneScape was first coming out. Like, it's just everybody's here. Everybody wants to go ahead and get a dragon, and people do start trying to like steal kills depending on how full the server is, how crowded the server is. So we're lucky right now where World 4 is not that big of a deal. Like, I just came back. Your grades last for 15 minutes if you do die. I personally leave a Falador teleport in my bank on the off chance, just because it makes my life just a little bit easier, and I have anxiety, so I like that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, you just pretty much get them behind the pillars right here, and after this kill, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to alch. Let me go ahead and, oh, that's his iron arrows. I'm just going to go ahead and drop that. It is Q to drop. I imagine if you guys are this far into the game, you probably already know that, but I'd like not to miss any steps, even if it seems like I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll finish off this kill. I'll go ahead and show you guys how to alch, and then we'll move from there. So, there we go. Let's go ahead, right-click, pick up what I want. I'm going to pick up the steel battle axe just so I can drop it out of the way. Now, alching has a really weird interface. You do have to kind of, basically equip the staff, so to speak. So, we have the staff right here, right? Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to right-click it, right? And it'll put it into your ammo slot, okay? And now you're going to want to right-click it again, and the select spell thing will pop up. Now, click on high-level alchemy right here, okay? And then once you have it clicked right there, then you go ahead and left-click. And it'll say, please select a slot to alch. Now, I've been using this slot, which is this slot right here, okay? Now, I put it right there, and that means whatever's in this spot is automatically going to get alched, okay? That's when I left-click it. So you gotta be careful. You don't want to, like, accidentally move something and do that. So what I do is I just now quickly move all of my stuff right there. And if I ever want to, I can just kind of switch on back over. I don't even have to equip it, and I can just go ahead and left-click, and I'll alch it. So now that I have it set up like that, literally all I have to do is, like, if I get a drop, I'll just go ahead and pick it up. Be like, okay, I want to alch that. I'll switch it into the spot, take out the staff, left-click it, wait a second, and it'll automatically alch it, and that will save ample amounts of time. So that's pretty much how you do it right there. For mob drops, just to show you guys what all is there, let's go ahead and pull it on up. I alch the adamant full helms, I alch the mithril kite shields, I alch the rune daggers. I do not pick up the adamant ore, I do not pick up the mithril axe, and I do not pick up the steel battle axe. I also do not pick up the steel plate legs. You can kind of see the alching point. I guess you could alch the steel plate legs if you really wanted to, but I do not. Like I said, I also don't alch the mithril axes. I was just showing that as proof of concept. I've been leaving the fire runes on the ground now just because, like, they're cheap. Fire runes are 3 GP each. There's not really a whole reason to keep them. Pick up all the natures, the laws, and then bury the bones and go ahead and alch the green dragon hides. So it looks like World 4 was a little bit taken since that guy had died. So I'm going to go ahead, hop around, finish up the inventory real quick. And then after that, we will go ahead and... Wait, what? We'll go ahead and do a little quick price check, and I'll keep you in mind when I go ahead and see how long it took. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. Alright guys, we're just about wrapping up with this trip here. I finally got back in and into a world. I was having login issues, but I started again at 338. I think we had, what, like 2 kills or something beforehand? Basically, it's about, what, probably somewhere between 30 seconds to a minute to kill up my stats. It can definitely drop down a lot more, but you're going to see a huge amount of profit from these. And when the max thing only costs about 100k or so, you can really start to just like pad yourself up to be able to have all of the quote unquote endgame items already just by doing a method like this. So this is probably something that once you finally do get geared, you don't really need to come back unless you're just doing Slayer, because at the moment, like, there's only so much that you can do with a whole lot of money. But like, I'm 2 more kills away, and I'm hoping that I get another high alch drop just so I can go ahead and show you guys how I've been doing it. I've found that you can kind of do it a little bit better just by switching over to your staff real quick, and then you can actually go ahead and alch while you're in combat, and then switch back to the bow. So that's just kind of like to save time a little bit, or you can just alch while you're going over to pick up the drops too. So otherwise, though, it's a pretty reliably fast method of making money. There's a lot of people here already, so I don't feel like super guilty about putting out a video. Like, it's already hard to find spots. It's not like there's going to be any less people here, But let's see, we got, what, 2 more kills? Oh yeah, this will be a good time for me to explain to you how to go ahead and do the high alching stuff. So let me go ahead and drop it, though, because I want to be able to get my bones. But yeah, so let's say I have something to alch, right? All I have to do is just go ahead and left click, and it'll automatically remember which inventory spot it was. And then there you go. So, and this will be the last kill for me. So yeah, let's see. Basically started at probably 335, gonna end at like 355. So it's about 20 minutes. I think I did about I think it's a 19 kill thing. Please don't kill me lag. That would suck. And if you guys want to know something cool, you can type in scoreboard update if this is your Slayer task, and you see how it went from 7 on the right over here to now 3. That's you have to manually update the scoreboard right now. That might change in the future, but we shall see as we wrap up our final kill. Now, for your last kill, you want to make sure you pick things up in a certain order. You want to go ahead and pick up the bones first, then the alchables, then the green dragon hide, so that way you can go ahead and make sure that you have everything alked and put away and all that. So let's see, we started at what, 153k. So we made 17k just off of alchables right there. Okay, you get about 20 kills inventory with this setup right here, which is not too bad. Did I just get disconnected? Well, anyway, when the server comes back up, we'll go ahead and sell everything, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, about 20-minute trips. From there on, you just kind of teleport to Falador and repeat the process. All right, so once you finish your trip, guys, go ahead, open up your spellbook, and teleport back to Falador. And then I prefer to bank over here because it's closer to running that direction. So, yep, you pretty much just run right on into here. Go ahead and bank your stuff. By the way, sprinting and jumping is the fastest way to get from point to point. Just go like that, bank everything, and you are good. What did we start? We started with 19 dragon hides, right? Oh, I forgot they're up here now. So we got 20 dragon hides out of that trip, and what did we say? We said we got 17k out of that. So let's go ahead and let's just get an idea of how much money we're actually getting. So we'll take out 17,000 coins, and then we'll also go ahead and we'll note this real quick. Note, and we'll take out 20. Let's go ahead and see what kind of profit we made. I'm going to go to the Grand Exchange. Alright, so these are going for 1,400-ish, which seems about right. I was just throwing in for 1,400 because I don't really care about making a little bit of extra profit off of it. Let's go ahead and sell 20. So yep, you can see we got 20 right there. Go ahead and hit sell. And it should pretty much sell instantly because people are training crafting. Yep, just like that. 28k. Nice. So in 20 minutes, we made 45k pretty much. We'll go ahead and round up for the walking time and say in about 25 minutes, we were making 45k. So, it's about 50k every half an hour or so, probably, give or take. You might even be able to see in the ballpark of somewhere between like 100 to 120k an hour. Which is not really all that bad, and that's just with like a U short bow and stuff. Imagine if you had like a rune crossbow and mithril bolts, like you could really be flying through these tasks. So, yeah, overall, this is it's a very nice moneymaker. You don't really have to like do anything too significant. You just get to kind of pull them all back. Like I'm already up to 200k in cash right there, and then I have another 160k in the Grand Exchange right now. So. Very easy to do. Totally recommend you guys check it out for your medium money making. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like. Let me know. I know this one was a little bit longer today, but it's okay. Otherwise, I will see you guys all in the next video. And if you guys have any suggestions for content that you want to see, feel free to leave a comment down below.